both of these decks have a baseline game plan that is on the more fair side with a kind of broken oops I did it you know, in the term if a Muxus hits the battlefield for Emma, or if Matt is able to get God Pharaoh's Gift, you can do some pretty crazy stuff with either of those. So I'm kind of looking for the first one to do the big thing, and if that's the case, I think Emma is more consistent at doing it sooner than Matt can. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think Emma's the one who would have the advantage as far as if it was even. But it's not, because one player gets to be on the play and one player gets to be on the draw, and it's Matt Nass on the play, though it looks like he's taking a mulligan here.
Yeah, I mean, Matt looks like, upon glance, he has a more powerful card, but there's that extra land. I was going to say he needs to find more land, but that's actually quite good, because now he's able to sneak out his Chupacabra if needed. He's got some removal, but he would really like either some more zombies or a Gate to the Afterlife to really get his game plan rolling here. But Emma doesn't really need too much more. She's got the Matron to be able to draw the Muxus. She has the lands plus the Phyrexian Tower. She has quite literally everything she needs for her deck to just go, oops, I did the broken thing.
Yeah, and if that's the case, it is going to be tough for Matt Nass for sure.
Yeah, that last Tap Reaver was a sweet draw, though. I mean, as we were just talking about, we could really use some zombies, so that's beautiful. Ooh, my gosh, Magma Spray. So there's an interesting discussion here of whether Emma wants to play proactively or reactively. I mean, she can choose to Magma Spray something if she thinks it's really scary, like maybe the Crypt Breaker, because she doesn't want her opponent to draw a lot of cards. But I think we're probably just going to see one of her 3-drops go down.
Yeah, the mana efficiency that you lose by Magma Spraying the Crypt Breaker here is pretty rough. That said, that Crypt Breaker is really fuel for the fire here for Matt Nass. You know, also Fiend Artisan can get going pretty quickly as well. This is kind of a sketchy situation. Now, one thing that Emma could do is use 2 of the 3 mana, one for Magma Spray and one to activate the Crater Maker. The Crater Maker really brought in more as a foil for God Pharaoh's Gift, but there's 2 pretty nice targets for the 2 damage that it can do, and that might be the thing that Emma needs to do here. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of this. I think she's taking her time. She's waiting to make sure that she gets everything in there. And I really like this instant speed Magma Spray, because there's not too much you can do if you're Matt Nass to be able to protect against this one. Because you can't actually use your Fiend Artisan ability either. Wait, ooh, okay, so hear me out. But you could technically Crypt Breaker, discard your Crypt Breaker, and then also use your Phyrexian Tower to sacrifice your Lazotep Reaver on board after you've already used your Crypt Breaker to draw cards, successfully pushing the Fiend Artisan up to 3 and dodging the Magma Spray.
This is risky stuff here from Emma.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Like, if it's only 2 creatures need to be in the yard somehow.
Yeah,
we know that the tower can put 1 in no matter what.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, this is well. So Emma might have thought this through. She really might have been thinking, I'm gonna be able to clear off a board this way, and I think that's an interesting consideration. I mean, this might have all been part of a diabolical scheme to clear off more than just the Fiend Artisan. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes.
Well, this diabolical scheme may backfire as well, as it could end up taking, like, now if Emma wants to kill the Fiend Artisan, she needs to do it now. Well, theoretically now, before the Fiend Artisan could ever get activated, although I suppose with no mana left that won't be an issue. So she can wait.
Yeah, well, so here's the deal. I think you have to exile the Fiend Artisan now. And the good news is Magma Spray does read if the creature dies this turn. And so we see the Fiend Artisan go to exile, and Fiend Artisan is a big part of God Pharaoh's Gift, because that's your big 4/4 that's quite a bit bigger than a 4/4 when you resurrect it with God Pharaoh Gift. So it's pretty heads up. I mean, I like it. I think a lot of us are looking at goblins and we just think, oh, you know, let's make plenty of boys, let's smash the face, let's bring their life to 0. But I think taking your time and kind of meticulously planning out how you're going to work around their tools is it's smart, and it's great. I mean, that Fiend Artisan could have gotten out of control really, really fast, and we saw Emma exercise some self-control there. And also just some foresight, too, not to mention.
All right, well, let's see how this ends up working out. The Goblin Matron searched up the card that it usually does, which is Muxus.
Yeah.
And as you can see, there's a Phyrexian Tower in hand here for Handy, and that would allow Muxus, would have allowed Muxus next turn. Matt Nass, however, is, you know, very on top of this and says, I'm actually just going to use this thing to kill... I'm going to use my Ravenous Chupacabra just to kill your 1/1 Goblin Matron. Like, literally, that was the play that was made here, and that was specifically to make sure that the known Muxus couldn't come down this turn.
Yeah, and that's something that we're going to see a lot this tournament, is just removing any and every Goblin, no matter what, just to make sure that your opponent doesn't have a chance to use their Phyrexian Tower or some sort of a sacrifice. But... It's also worth noting, so Matt has definitely benefited from drawing cards, but if he had been swinging towards Emma's face instead of drawing the cards, I just wonder how this would have played out, if it would have played out a little differently, if she would have been maybe on the defensive more, if she had been taking 4 or 5 every turn instead of Matt drawing cards. I can't help but think about it.
He certainly has benefited from those cards, as now he's going to get another one off of Cryptbreaker, and he has answers for both of the creatures on the other side. Oh, and there's a Massacre Worm off the top of the library here, and he can even cast it this turn thanks to Phyrexian Tower. I mentioned that the combination of Plague Mare and Grasp would have been fine. Well, this is a little better than that.
Just a little bit better, I would agree. Yeah, this is great. But here's the thing. This might just be a bait. Imagine a world where you throw down your Massacre Worm, and then your opponent, retorts with Muxus pulling up 4, just like 4 or 5 goblins, like a board of goblins, and then you just don't have anything to do with it. It's interesting.
It's absolutely possible. No, you're totally right. Muxus is so powerful that even a Massacre Worm... Now, as you see, it didn't technically wipe the board here for Emma because she smartly sacrificed her creatures in response, which meant that she didn't lose the 2 life per creature. She is going to take 5 from Fiend Artisan here. But at 14 life for Nass with just 1 blocker, he could easily lose the game to Muxus here.
Oh, let's see it. And we will note that Phyrexian Tower is a legendary land. However, you could always tap it and then play the other one as we see. Let's see what the hit is. No!
Oh, no! It's just a Goblin Matron! Oh, no! That's like when you're playing a game and it says, you got a free spin. You know, it's like, no! You get to do it again. The problem is that it takes an entire turn sequence for you to get that chance to get that free spin, and that is way too slow. What an unlucky hit here for Emma Handy. Terrible luck.
So this might actually be the game, right? If you play Plague Mare, the matron dies, Emma takes 2, she goes to 12. If you play Grasp, Muxus dies, Emma goes down to 10, and then you just swing with everything. Yeah, that was literally the difference of the game.
That was literally the game, buddy. You're totally right. Everything falling apart here for Emma Handy as Matt Nass uses the draw cards ability from Cryptbreaker to overwhelm Emma Handy. And, you know, throw in a little bit of good luck there for Matt Nass as well, that Emma hit a grand total of 1 goblin off of that Muxus, and it was a goblin that was actually a liability on the battlefield at the end of the day.